guys, I know it's been a while since I did this, and I just wanted to say I haven't been that very much, um, let's just say I've been not feeling very well much, and I haven't had much motivation I had before, but I just wanted to start recording this, part 5 of this, of my, well, this is going to be the part 3 of my, part 4 of my narration, but my short story part 5 or chapter 5. So anyway, I'm going to start it off like this. They say when you see things that make you feel uncomfortable, and they have ways to keep you uncomfortable. But for me, it just makes me want to scream and yell at people that cannot understand my words. I feel as if I'm taking a chance to break up the dirt in my shoes and digging it into things that I shouldn't be digging into. But I need to get up and speak, a voice that no one else can speak for. I am a person with flaws, without a doubt, to bring out. Without a doubt, to bring out a point in case it needs to be brought out. I need to speak in words to describe the problem that broke me and made me feel in pain. So much in pain that would have caused me to end my life. But I'm grateful to be alive and well with the family and friends I have to guide me to the right path. For me, to live out with my best part of my life, to enjoy the best possible way that makes me feel better about myself and the people in my life. Okay, guys, this was chapter 5, but I'm gonna go into chapter 6 since it was really short. Stupid ad. That was a stupid ad. Chapter 6. Whenever life gets me down, I will wait until it moves and find someone else to damage and cause pain for them. Oh, how drowning it feels when there's no light and no end, and one's withered, an underblossomed soul, an unfiltered light. We see the up and down of life as the unlikehood of the forgotten children, of the unknown downtown darkness, of the rebel's light and shadow. We have all there is to seek and to bow on no one, on one's withered hand of its way of wandering souls. They fear on the downpours and the battered children of the poor and rich, speaking of the hands of the sinners in the control of corrupted hearts and minds of power. When we tell the saddest tales of death and destruction, we all all to blame for the cause of problems that made beyond the withered hands of blood and death, no more than just mere humans of bones and flesh. That is the true ending of life itself and the only way to end life. Chapter 7. Out there is a dark that follows me everywhere. I just don't understand why it follows me alone. I'm so confused about this thing that comes with me wherever I go. I am so tired of this feeling that hung itself around my neck and whispers into my ears. I hear it speaking and calling out on every move I make. I'm not sure why, but somehow I feel like I know this voice and I hear it in my ears, in my mind. Until one day I grew too tired of this voice and screamed out of my mind, shouting, "Shut up! I don't want to listen to you. I hate you." But then they stop. I pass out on the floor of my bedroom. My mother comes into my bedroom and rushes over to me as soon as she saw my body on the floor. I suddenly wake up, weak, in a hospital bed, with my mother sitting on the chair next to me. She lifts her head and smells, with tears in her eyes falling down. I tried to speak, but I couldn't, because my throat and how much pain it hurt. But I suddenly fall back into the bed and close my eyes and never wake up again to hear my mother's screaming and beeping sound of a pulse dying to one sound and shutting down. That is the end of me, the life I was living in. Chapter 8. I feel this worried sense that I have lost the most important person in my life. I don't know if I should or could ever get over it, but I fear that person has lost themselves in the dark morning, which is yet to become a better sunlight morning. I pray for them to come back in safe and sound, for the best of my happiness, and for everyone else. I fear that they will never return home to where they belong. I'm afraid of losing them, and there I sit here awake, waiting for them to return and back and home. I will not go back to sleep until they are here and safe. There is nothing that anyone to tell me otherwise. I know that they will return back home, and I know they will be safe. It's only a matter of time before the sun rises and the daylight has awoken. The sleeping children arises to the heavenly days of happiness. Chapter 9. Today is not the day I want to be around people. The reason behind it is very simple. There's a fine line between people. There's the rich and poor. There's the winners and losers. And there's even a line between families. And, of course, there's a line between good and evil. Why am I saying all this? Well, there's not to be a better chance that I get. But there's imagination I have. And there have been many times where I've acted them like I'm not in reality. But what kind of reality is that I'm in? People's kind of reality or in my kind of reality? It's really a shame of me to this stupid of living here in this disgusted world filled with useless people like myself. I'm not what you call smart. I'm what you call a person that shouldn't even exist. But here I am. Why am I even crying? Well, isn't it obvious? I should be dead. That's why I'm crying. People try to be your friend, and then when time passes by, they'll stab you in the back. You won't have anything to live for anymore. So thank you for listening to my words. So please, keep living. Don't be just like me. That has been described as a non-existent person. Live. Have a life. Grow. Be happy. Keep being the wonderful person you are. No matter how much pain it is to be around people, always remember to love everyone and yourself as well. Chapter 10. Here in the night, alive in the dark room of a small child, the child who cries for help, but nobody came. I do insist on screaming of pains of emotion to control, but it never happened. I see the child grab a small knife, slits their throat, and blood falls on the floor. The child dies instantly and falls to the ground. Suddenly, a knock on the door echoes. The door suddenly opens, and it becomes a bloody scream throughout the whole house. Then, later, the child is taken out of the house and buried the next day. So tragic, even that you may even end up crying in tears yourself. But don't. It's just another soul lost to death and life couldn't save at the time. Chapter 11. In the far distance, there's a group of friends, if you can even call them friends. There is one person that doesn't feel like they should like they don't belong in the group. She feels so left out to the point where she might lose herself and cost her life. But what can she do? Is she even worth being alive, or better off dead? These are the questions she asked herself. Well, some people may say the same thing in school, but not really much you can do when you are in school, the worst and lamest person ever. I'm talking about being bullied, cutting herself, getting less sleep than usual, even having the worst breakup with her last boyfriend by an argument that was not her fault. But what can she do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. There's nothing, anyone, or anything that can help her with these problems. So sad, isn't it? Well, it's not, because kids, adults, and teens go through it all the time. But there are times where people end their lives and because of the direction of their lives have been taken to. So what's her only option if no one will see the pain within her eyes and the feelings of needed to release the pain, sorrow, stress? So what the bell rings, she runs up to the stairs atop of the roof of the school, goes towards the balcony, and there she drops to the ground, only damaging her body. Her soul breaks into pieces. Now she can never go into heaven. She is forever bound to earth, as the people see her body on the ground covered in pool of blood. People screaming, crying, and making a few calls for the ambulance to help. Now she is not alive. Will continue to be a ghost of the school and the town she lived in. Chapter 12. There are many things in his world to know about, that is, how not to be friends with people that just don't know how to be friends to others. All I'm saying is a couple of people walk towards me, yell at me, screaming at me as if I make a mistake or did something to make a fool of myself. Well, that's kind of what I do sometimes in my life. But that's not the case. The case is that I have no friends, no siblings to defend me, nobody to protect me since I'm in school. Well, all I can do, since I have no one, well, there's one option, and sometimes thinking about it scares me. I don't want to do it, but if anyone that might miss me, you might want to try and save me from what I'm about to do, which I don't have any control of myself anymore. I can't control anything anymore. Then my body falls from the roof and ends the bottom of the ground. I cannot exist anymore. Hey guys, thank you for listening to all these chapters I've been reading. I will be doing another one after this, starting with chapter 13, but I just want to stop right now so I can catch up on my breath. I'm seeming to lose a bit of my breath right now because, well, I've been reading really fast. So if you guys like this video, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button to get all my likes on this video. Don't forget to like. Also, don't forget to comment down below of what kind of video you want next. And yes, I am creating my own Gotcha Life or Gotcha Club videos. I have a sister and a friend who's also helping on this. But I'm also going to be posting this not only on my YouTube channel, but also on my Instagram. Please go to my Instagram. I will see what the name of my Instagram is, Blackberry1435. And don't forget, this is Jasmine Wilcox. See you guys.